It was Memorial Day, and Karen Swensen was arriving at a Louisiana grocery store to shop when an elderly man caught her attention. What were you thinking before you ever rolled down the window?
I was thinking, how can this be? How can somebody who's clearly lived a long time and worked so hard be out here in this heat, pushing carts?
She did what many of us might do. She left. Her groceries were getting warm. After all, New Orleans nearly broke a record that day. Forecasters say it felt like it was 111 degrees. And because of that, she went back.
So I thought, this isn't right. And kind of like prayed. I said, okay, if I'm supposed to do something, let me find him in the next 10 minutes. And with 2 minutes on the clock, I see him pushing the carts. I accosted him in the parking lot.
She stopped me and I just stopped and talked.
I remember I said, it's Memorial Day, and you're out here working. And I said, may I ask why? And you had 2 words. You said, to eat.
To eat. Everybody has to eat.
So she took out her phone and started recording.
May I please get your name?
Dylan McCormick.
Mr. McCormick told Karen that he is a 90-year-old United States Air Force veteran living off of $1,100 in Social Security per month. Not married and with no kids. His bills are $2,500 a month. So he works to make up the difference. You've been working doing the baskets for 23 years.
Never been inside, always been out there.
I knew when he said that he was a veteran, and I knew it was 90 degrees outside on my car thermometer, and he was 90 years old, that people would respond if we could just share a story.
So Swensen did what surprised no one who knows her. She went home, started a fundraiser for Mr. McCormick, and then turned to social media for help. So, Mr. Dillon, she posts this online. She starts a GoFundMe page for you, and it raises $200,000 in less than 24 hours.
Yes, $222,000 in 24
That's
hours.
amazing.
But these are strangers from all over the country who heard your story and just wanted to help.
And that I appreciate, and I wish I could thank each individual to the person.
Swensen wanted to get the money into Mr. McCormick's bank account right away, but she sensed he might need a little proof before handing over his bank account number.
Do you remember when I first called you and you hung up on me?
How did that go down?
I don't think you believed it.
I only accept calls from people I recognize.
What do you remember saying?
I said, I'm the woman from the parking lot. And I said, you're not going to believe this. We've raised a lot of money. I said, you might need help managing this. He goes, I tell you what, I'll call you. And he hung up.
Mr. McCormick didn't know who Karen Swensen is, a beloved figure in New Orleans.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Wolfer.
And I'm Karen Swensen.
For 2 decades, Karen Swensen was one of the main news anchors at WWL-TV, the legacy CBS affiliate in New Orleans.
It is not goodbye. I am not leaving New Orleans. I'm just pivoting.
Karen retired 2 years ago to chart a new path, helping to be a change agent in people's lives. And that brings us right back to this. She enlisted the help of the elected sheriff of Jefferson Parish, Joseph Lopinto.
They've raised over $220,000 for you.
That's why I wanted you to see the sheriff, so that you would believe. If you didn't believe me, you could believe the sheriff.
With the sheriff's help, Swensen got Mr. McCormick to understand that the incredible and immediate outpouring of generosity was real.
I think we all play a small role in people's lives. It just depends on when we touch them.
Mr. Dillon, you've lived a long life and you've met many different people. What do you think of a human being like this who did what she did for you?
Very high-class young lady. Very high class. There are very few people like her left in this crazy world of ours. But as long as she's alive, people are in good shape.
I think I'm getting way too much credit for this. I believe that the takeaway is the community response. So often we think of ourselves as divided, right? Us and them. No, this was we and our. We take care of our own, not only in Louisiana, but this entire nation banded together. And I looked at who was donating. It's the left, it's the right, it's everything in between. We united for the right reason.
You are going to save this money, I assume, to help yourself, right?
I'm planning to give 1/4 quarter of the way to the Catholic Church that sits down the block by the lake.
Well, I hope they enjoy some of it, but do you plan to retire now?
No, my belief is if you stop working, you all stop living. The good die young, so it looks like I'm gonna be here a long time.